Lionel Jonson is the first Primarch, the template from which all others were created. His unparalleled strength and strategic brilliance have solidified his place as one of the most powerful figures in the Warhammer 40k universe. Born on the death world of Caliban, Lionel Jonson displayed extraordinary abilities from a young age. The dense, dark forests of Caliban were infested with monstrous beasts, and young El Jonson grew up in isolation among these creatures. His early life was one of constant struggle for survival, honing his instincts and combat prowess to a razor's edge. He was found as a feral child by the Order, a knightly group dedicated to purging Caliban of its monstrous inhabitants. Luther, the most prominent knight of the Order, discovered El Jonson and brought him into their fold. Recognizing the potential in the young boy, Luther became a mentor and father figure to him. El Jonson's integration into human society was not without difficulty, but his remarkable abilities quickly became apparent. He surpassed the Knights of the Order in every skill, from swordsmanship to strategy. El Jonson's rise within the Order was meteoric. He soon became the Grand Master, leading the Knights in a campaign to cleanse Caliban of its monstrous beasts. His leadership was marked by ruthless efficiency and unwavering determination. Under his command, the Order achieved what had once seemed impossible, bringing a semblance of peace to Caliban. When the Emperor discovered Lionel Jonson during the Great Crusade, he recognized his son's potential immediately. El Jonson's tactical acumen, coupled with his raw physical power, made him an exceptional leader. He quickly rose to prominence, commanding the Dark Angels with an iron will and an unmatched strategic mind. The meeting between El Jonson and the Emperor was a momentous event. The Emperor saw in El Jonson the embodiment of his vision for the Primarchs, beings of immense power and strategic genius who could lead humanity to a new golden age. El Jonson was given command of the Dark Angels Legion, the first and most prestigious of the Space Marine legions. El Jonson set about transforming the Dark Angels into a force that mirrored his own qualities: disciplined, relentless, and supremely effective in combat. He instilled in them the virtues of the knightly order from Caliban, blending chivalric honor with the brutal efficiency required for galactic warfare. His leadership style was authoritative and uncompromising, demanding the highest standards from his warriors. One of the key aspects of El Jonson's power is his supernatural tactical ability. Engineered by the Emperor, he possesses an innate understanding of warfare that surpasses that of his peers. This was evident in his first major campaign, the Rangdan Xenocides, where he demonstrated his capacity for ruthless efficiency and strategic brilliance. The Rangdan Xenocides were a series of brutal campaigns against the Rangda, a Xenos race threatening the Imperium. El Jonson's leadership was instrumental in these campaigns. His strategies were marked by meticulous planning and decisive execution. Despite the heavy losses suffered by the Dark Angels, El Jonson's tactical genius ensured that the Rangda were ultimately defeated, securing a vital victory for the Imperium. El Jonson's military career is studded with numerous other campaigns, each showcasing his adaptability and strategic brilliance. From the pacification of rebellious worlds to the extermination of Xenos threats, El Jonson's leadership was a cornerstone of the Great Crusade's success. His ability to inspire loyalty and discipline in his troops made the Dark Angels a formidable force on the battlefield. Despite his prowess, El Jonson was often seen as cold and secretive, traits that set him apart from his brothers. His rivalry with Leman Russ of the Space Wolves is legendary, highlighting his uncompromising nature. This rivalry culminated in a duel that lasted a day and a night, ending with Russ laughing at the absurdity of their conflict and El Jonson knocking him out cold. The duel between El Jonson and Leman Russ is one of the most storied events in the history of the Primarchs. The clash was sparked by a disagreement over tactics and honor, with each Primarch embodying different aspects of the Emperor's vision. El Jonson's calculated approach contrasted sharply with Russ's fierce and direct methods. The duel itself was a testament to their immense power and skill, and its resolution highlighted the complex dynamics between the Primarchs. El Jonson's relationships with his other brothers were equally complex. He was respected for his strategic mind and combat prowess, but often found it difficult to forge deep connections due to his secretive nature. His bond with Luther, his closest companion from Caliban, was particularly significant. Luther's eventual betrayal during the fall of Caliban was a profound personal blow to Jonson, shaping his outlook and actions in the years to come. During the Horus Heresy, Jonson's strategic brilliance was both a boon and a curse. He played a crucial role in various battles, including his relentless pursuit of Conrad Curzay, the Night Lord's Primarch. However, his insistence on using extreme measures such as exterminatus-class weaponry led to a fallout with his brothers and his temporary banishment from Imperium Secundus. Jonson's hunt for Conrad Curz was marked by a relentless determination to bring the rogue Primarch to justice. Curz, known for his terror tactics and brutal methods, was a constant thorn in the side of the Imperium. Jonson's pursuit was a demonstration of his commitment to the Emperor's vision and his willingness to take extreme measures to achieve his goals. During the later stages of the Horus Heresy, Jonson found himself at odds with other loyalist Primarchs. His methods, while effective, were often seen as too extreme. This tension came to a head during the formation of Imperium Secundus, a fallback empire created by the Loyalists in the event of the Emperor's fall. Jonson's uncompromising stance led to a temporary rift with his brothers, highlighting the complexities of his character. Perhaps the most defining moment of his leadership came with the betrayal of Luther and the fall of Caliban. Upon returning to his homeworld, Jonson discovered that Luther, his closest companion, had turned to chaos. The ensuing battle was catastrophic, tearing Caliban apart and leading to Jonson's disappearance. Luther's fall to chaos was a devastating blow to Jonson. The bond between them was one of the strongest in Jonson's life, and Luther's betrayal struck at the core of his being. The battle for Caliban was brutal, with Jonson facing not only his former brother, but also the twisted remnants of the order he had once led. The planet itself was torn apart by the conflict, leaving Jonson grievously wounded and missing in action. The aftermath of the fall of Caliban left the Dark Angels fractured and burdened with a dark secret. Jonson's disappearance added to the weight of their guilt, and the hunt for the fallen, those Dark Angels who had turned to chaos, became a central mission for the Legion. This period of introspection and redemption would shape the future of the Dark Angels for millennia to come. 10,000 years later, in the Imperium's darkest hour, Lion Jonson has returned. Wielding the radiant sword fealty and the Emperor she embodies, the martial prowess and indomitable spirit of a true knight. His return signifies a beacon of hope as he resumes his role as a hunter of beasts and slayer of traitors, ready to lead the Dark Angels once more. Jonson's reawakening in the 41st millennium is a momentous event for the Imperium. As chaos and Xenos threats besiege humanity, his return brings renewed hope and strength to the Dark Angels and their successors. The legend of the Lion reignites the spirit of the Legion, rallying them to new heights of valor and determination. Upon his return, Jonson sets about rebuilding the bonds that had been strained by millennia of conflict and secrecy. His leadership is characterized by a renewed focus on unity and purpose. The Dark Angels, inspired by their Primarch's example, redouble their efforts to hunt the fallen and defend the Imperium against its myriad foes. Jonson's story is one of unparalleled strength, strategic genius, and an unwavering sense of duty. His legacy as a powerful and complex figure continues to inspire and captivate, making him a central figure in the ongoing saga of the Warhammer 40k universe. In the end, it is his combination of raw physical power, unmatched tactical acumen, and unyielding resolve that makes Lion Jonson the most powerful Primarch. As the template from which all others were created, his influence and strength are the benchmark against which all are measured. His return signifies a beacon of hope for the Imperium, as he leads the Dark Angels into a new era of conquest and glory. Citizens of the Imperium, your attention is a beacon of hope in these dark times. I, as your humble servant, implore you to support this channel with your likes and subscriptions. Together, we stand resolute against the encroaching darkness. Your engagement fortifies the strength of the Imperium. Praise the Emperor and march forward with unwavering faith.